Hey guys, welcome back to Cheney's TCG store. Today I have another market watch for you. I wanted to do one today since today is technically day one for Legendary Duel Season 3. At least it should be. I imagine people are going to locals tonight and busting this open, as well as we're out of the pre-sale range now. So things should start dropping in price. We should see more copies coming online. But right now the display is going for 72, which is great. I wish I would have waited because I got mine for much more expensive. I just usually these don't go that low. These usually kind of hover in the 80 to 90 range. But actually this is probably not one of the better ones, or not the best one. It's one of the better ones as far as sets go, because in past sets we got like cards that are very generic that kind of age well for secret rares. I don't know if that'll be the same here. I mean, definitely Magician Souls will probably age just fine. But like the Dark Magicians, I mean, other than they're just being collectors that would want that, that's not really a played card. Same with like Soul Servant and Liquid Soldier. These are going to be more like casual / niche decks. Like Heroes, I mean, I guess I do see Heroes quite a bit at locals, but they're not really your competitive player. Neither is Dark Magician players. But there are some good cards in here. So I do want to go through and look at the prices. So Magician Souls is $15 right now. I would still wait and see. I do think those will probably go down towards like 10 or 12. We'll also look at the original print to see how that got affected, and the secret rare, because you might want to go for one of those versions as well. I personally have the original version, just because, I don't know, I just always wanted the original version. The blue is $14. I am kind of excited for the blue. I kind of want to pick up one of these. I think it would look really good with the art. Red is 14 as well. Boxes, individual boxes are going for $11.50. But like I said, if you're wanting to open this, you're much better off just going for the full display, because if you break down $71 for 8 boxes, you're talking like $8 or $9 per box, which is really not bad. And then on top of that, like, a lot of your money is going to be coming from the secret rare promos. Besides that, like, you pretty much need to pull Magician Souls or something on the heavy end. But even the promos are starting to go down pretty low. Dark Magician's at 11 here. Soul Servant at 8.56. I am wanting to pick up like a lot of these secret rare promos. I do want Soul Servant, but I'm going to wait for that because there's only 15 listings right now. That's going to go down. But I have seen the Soul Servants and they look really nice. Liquid Soldier at 8, it's a one of, again, only 13 listings right now. Just wait on that. As far as the Dark Magician girls, I would just skip that completely. There's no reason to get this version. Sangan, for whatever reason, I guess maybe the ultra rare hasn't sold yet, but it's not showing up here on the front page. But yeah, I think it's $3 for the just regular ultra rare Sangan. So if you wanted to get like a nice version of Sangan that's not going to be like $30+, I would go for that, honestly. In fact, I'll probably order a few of them to play with and then just put my high rarity version ones back in my binder before they get any kind of wear and tear on them. It's just not worth playing turbo pack ultra rares. I just really don't like playing commons. Mystical Elf White Lightning, $4. I actually want a play set of these as well. I think the art is incredible, having the blue eyes with the Mystical Elf. It just looks insane, and it's actually pretty good for blue eyes, or maybe even Dark Magician, because it's a hand trap monster negate, I'm pretty sure. And let's just read it, but it's only, you have to control a normal monster that's like level 7 or higher. I'm pretty sure. We'll take a look real quick. Really good card for those specific decks. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect and you control level 5 or higher normal monster, okay, so it's level 5, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that effect. During your opponent's battle phase, target one normal monster in either graveyard, special summon it to your field, and if you do, all monsters your opponents control must attack that monster this turn. I mean, the second effect is okay. I mean, I guess you just get a free body on board if you have blue eyes in your graveyard. That's nice. You get a high attack body on board, but that's not that great. But the monster negate is really good. And I don't care. I'm not going to play the card. I just really want some for the binder. I think they'll do well long term because it's the first print of that card. We don't have any other prints. It's going to age well. I do imagine that'll go up in price. Okay. Harpy's Pet Dragon. I don't know what this does. I would need to read into it, but I would probably wait on that as well. That the artwork's pretty nice on it, but not my favorite. Definitely not cooler than it's definitely not cooler than the other one that we just looked at, the White Lightning. I don't know why this just defaulted to best selling, but we don't want that. We want high to low. It was just on high to low. I don't know why it switched. And let's go back to the tile view because there's not going to be mod play cards here. Okay, moving on. I can't believe these Dark Magician Girls are $4. That's ridiculous. Predator Practice is around $3. That's not too bad. I think those will go way down. Sangan, as you can see here, around $2.30. Curse Necrofear, another card that I really want. I really always wanted the ultra rare, but it had gone up to like $70 or $80, which is just ridiculous for something that's just going to sit in a binder. Kaiser Glider Golden Burst, $2. That's probably going to be on the low end for your promos. Malicious Bane, $2. Like, and Adjusted Gold are both $2. I think those will go down, but they'll probably hold at like $1.50. The thing is you can go get the secret rares for like $5 to $8 for like either one of those. So like, why would you not go do that? Sangan Ultra Rare, here it is. It's $2.25. Really, really good. I'm going to be ordering those probably tonight or tomorrow. Honestly, I don't really care if they go down more because I'm going to be playing them anyways. But that's a great deal in my opinion. I'm glad they did that because I don't know if Sangan was even in one of these sets, but it was a nice card to throw in that people are playing right now. Dawnwalker, a skater, $1.50. I'm going to wait on that as well, but I need to pick these back up because I did sell mine off when they were like $20, the original version. But they do go in my Stardust / junk deck. Not like junk, but junk synchron deck. It's kind of like a little synchro shenanigans, but that card's broken if you're playing only synchros. Just get a free level 8 synchro basically. Yeah, just a gold, $2. Triff Overnum for $1.50. I would come grab that because this card's pretty damn good, and it's the highest rarity now. So at secret rare, it's not as good as what's the other one called? I can't think of its name, but it's the one that's played pretty commonly right now, especially with Despia. But this card's pretty good, especially for like super poly. I would just grab one. It's worth having a copy or two around. It's at $3 now, so it's not actually at $1.44. So you might want to wait. But I mean, $3, it's a secret rare. Even if it goes to $2, so what? But that's pretty much everything that set that I really wanted to cover, at least because everything else is under $1, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, prices are cheap, so you don't really need to wait too long. I mean, you just get them whenever you want to. Obviously, if you're trying to get the best price for an investment versus like just getting something to play with, you can wait if you want to. I don't think that Magician Souls will drop too much. Like I said, $10, $11, just because a lot of people are going to want it, and it's kind of like going to be the standout card for this set. So the original print, Magician Souls, I filtered for first edition only because there's no reason to buy an unlimited. I would rather you just go buy the reprint ultra rare at that point. But $32 lightly played first edition, pretty good. And then $35 at near mint. I suspect this might come down lower, but I think it would hold above $28. Secret rare, $24 to $25. Again, it's up to personal preference, kind of what you want. The secret rare does look really good, but for this card, I really like to see the artwork, and I think the artwork pops the best on the ultra rare. But you know, completely up to you and what you like. This would be a great card to print in an OTS pack as an ultimate rare. Honestly, I hope they do that sometime. So Illusion of Chaos here, secret rare. I was expecting this to go up after we got this reprint because it made Magician Souls and just the whole package a lot cheaper. However, it's not really seeing a lot of play now versus when it, when I was saying it's going to go up in price, because we still had Based running around then, which we still have Based in some degree, but it's definitely not your top tier deck. But it did spike up towards like 34, 35, and now it's back down a little bit. There's one for 31, or 2 copies, but one seller. And then it's back to $32. It's probably going to be dependent. I mean, it's probably going to slowly like get bought up, not like too much up in price, but people will pick these up over the next, year or so, depending on what decks are seeing play, especially because Dark Magician, of course, is going to play this. But yeah, I don't know. My opinion's kind of changed on this. I don't think it's going to go over $40 anytime soon unless we have a deck that plays this. I'm still running this in my Sword Soul deck, just because I'm playing the adventure package and it's kind of a free draw, like if you really need it. But yeah, completely up to you. I don't know if you're playing this package as well. It's just definitely not as good as it was when we had based at full power. But the Starlight Rare, like for sure, if you were wanting to get that, I would get that as soon as possible. We'll actually take a look at that real quick. Because I do think that over time, that's just going to continue to go up in price, because there's definitely a way more limited supply of those. And Dark Magician collectors are going to be buying that over the years. And mix that with competitive players that might want to play this as well. 163 for lightly played first edition, and Near Mint's going to run you 170. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to get cheaper than that. I think the low point was 150. This isn't really going to show it probably. Yeah, it was like 155. And then it kind of spiked up towards 220, and now it's back down. But the collector's market's just kind of down as a whole. So it's to be expected, but I think it's a great deal. Okay, so I wanted to kind of take a look at the other versions of Sangan to see if they've kind of relaxed in price, since we are getting a holo reprint that's going to be pretty accessible. For Retro Pack, not really. It's still at 130, and actually there's only a couple of copies until it's $300+ but I don't know, I'm not really excited about this one. I personally have the ultra rare and the hobby leagues. I really like the ultra rare. It looks really, really good, but these are down in price. I think lightly played was going for like $55 before this reprint. Now it's down to 40, which I think is a pretty fair price for this card. And then Near Mint's like around 45, I think, or 50. We'll take a look. Let's see, Near Mint 50. Yeah, that's not bad either. I think it was Near Mint was going for like $65 to $68. They weren't selling a lot of copies though, because I mean, a lot of people just went with lower rarity, because that's it's kind of ridiculous to go like max rarity for a competitive deck, especially if you're building new decks all the time. And you have very accessible copies, although I like having the high rarity stuff, and I know a lot of people do. Dark Legends, $30. I don't think this is worth it really at all, because you have the super rare from Retro Pack. So they're the same rarity, but Retro Pack's obviously a lot more rare. So I would stay away from this. Secret rares are still $40. For whatever reason, people really like the secret rare, which is understandable. It looks really nice. But I would much rather have the ultra rare from Turbo Pack than to have this copy. I would rather have this than the Dark Legends super rare, or kind of about the same. Either one I would be happy with, but it does look pretty nice. And this card used to be like $15 like a couple of years ago, and I had actually a few of these, but I sold them off like a year ago or something. But I do miss them. They were nice. Hobby League is around 22 for lightly played, and then Near Mint's 28. These seem like they've kind of gone up a little bit, because they were more towards like the 19 to 22 range. I guess more recently, but before, these had been expensive before, like towards 35 or 40 at a certain point. I think when I bought mine, it was $35 for a Near Mint. Ultra rare Sangan, or not, Gold Series Ultra Rare Sangan, $14 here. I actually do like the Gold Series 2009. That's the only Gold Series that I like. I think it was 2008 and 2009, I believe, that they had like the same type of ultra rare. I think they look clean. The gold is not too noticeable. I don't know if that's because of aging at this point, because it is like 13 years old now. So it could have just faded, but it looks like you can barely tell that it's gold on some of these. If it's a trap card, you're going to tell. But I feel like I have a Rhoda, and it's a 2009 ultra rare gold, and you can't even barely tell that it's gold rare. Dark beginning rares, dollars, but the ultras here at 225, again, I think that's really fair. And that's pretty much going to be it here, other than just commons and rares. I'll try to pick up the pace a little bit. I feel like I'm kind of moving pretty slow here. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. So Taylor wanted to cover this, and I've been kind of keeping this on the back burner to talk about, but I think it's about time because we are having Power of the Elements come out, I think July 31st. It's at the end of this month. And this is a card that could potentially see play. A lot of people are going to be playing Sprite. But I guess it's going to depend on like what the percentage of competitive players are playing Sprite, because you're going to have tier elements that are very good as well. I do think Sprite will definitely be the best deck, but this card's only going to be really that good if we're seeing like at least 30% representation from Sprite. And at that rate, this would still be an extra deck, or not, yeah, not extra deck, side deck staple. I don't know why I was messing that up. You wouldn't play this in your main deck, which is fine. I mean, side deck is really important too. But these are going for $17 to $18 for first edition. I think there's one here for $15 for lightly played, which is not too bad. Unlimited are like $10 to $11. I think it's a good idea to have one of the secret rare versions. You don't need to get the Shining Victories if you don't want, but I think having a secret version doesn't, that's what you want. And the reason that I'm kind of like staying away from wanting to spend $20 on the original print is because there has been an ultimate rare announced for OTS 20. So I kind of feel like the secret rare is no longer the highest rarity. So that's the reason why I'm not going to be picking up the original print. I do have the Mega 10 ones, and I was able to get them on a dip for like around $1. But these are going for $6 here. Again, I don't think that's terrible. If these do get bought out for Sprite, they're going to be probably $15+. Just depending on, again, how good Sprite is, and well, not how good it is, but how much representation it sees. But to be honest with you, I think it's going to be pretty hefty representation, because I think the core of the deck is going to be pretty decently cheap for just the Sprite stuff. I'm not talking about like your generic staples like Totally Awesome, but for just the Sprite stuff, you only have one secret rare, which is Sprite Blue. Sorry, I'm calling it Sprite, but it's Sprite now. But then I think you have 2 or 3 ultra rares for the deck as well. One of them being or 2 of them being extra deck monsters that you wouldn't be running at 3 anyways. And then I think the other stuff is either super rare or common. So, I mean, I would imagine that the core is going to end up costing you like around $325 to $350. I think the pre-sales right now on Sprite Blue is $70 on eBay. So, I mean, obviously that's going to be the most expensive card, and you'll be paying around $210 right now. Did I get that math right? Yeah. But I do think it's going to go down towards like 50, 55. But at the same time, maybe not. I guess if you look at like Therion Regulus, that was also what I was expecting, but it didn't do that. And honestly, I think there'll be even more demand because the rest of the deck is going to be so cheap. Like with Therions, you had multiple secret rares that you had to pick up and ultra rares. So it made that package really expensive, whereas Sprite, you only have one secret rare, so a lot of money is going to be pushed onto that card because a lot of people are going to be willing to pick up that deck if it's, a lot more affordable. But as far as like the generic stuff that you're going to need, that stuff is getting really expensive. And, one of those is Swap Frog. And the reason I wanted to pull this up is because it's finally moved past that $5 mark. I know there was like hundreds of copies listed, like stacks listed for multiple sellers at the $5.50 mark. But those are gone. And now it's going to be, we have one copy here for $5, and then it's going to be $7 lowest. And you do have a wall of 185, but I think that's going to go. I think it probably will end up being like a $8 card, maybe 10 at like the height of like of Sprite hype, but kind of is what it is now. I'm interested to see though what Run and Toad is doing, because You're also going to need that. This card's going to like single-handedly pull freezing chains out of like the gutter. So lowest here is 530. Yeah, I don't know if this card's probably not going to break the 550 mark. There's a lot of these out there. And if it does, people are just going to start buying the structure decks because there's plenty still in the shelves. But the super rare, let's take a look at that as well. $30 lowest, and then near mint 30 lowest, but you got $5 shipping, so $35. That's tough. I would not buy that if I were you. This one's also for Taylor. She said to keep an eye on the Mathmech stuff because apparently there's going to be a Mathmech card in Power of the Elements. But luckily we did get reprints for the most expensive Mathmech cards, which was in Ghost from the Past 2. So really this deck core is really cheap. The most expensive is Mathmech Super Factorial. Not familiar with what this card does, but it is $5 and there's only 9 listings left. So it looks like it's kind of gotten bought up, but to be fair, Gamer's Choice does have 100 of them for $5. Mathmech Equation, $3 here. What does this do? Special summon from the graveyard. That's pretty good. But only if you're playing like pure Mathmech. $3, and then there's only 23 listings left. Sigma is $250 for super rare. I do believe I have some of these. I'm probably gonna hold on to them for now. Edition is $1. This is the original print. And the reprint is like 10-15 cents, and it's an ultra rare, so you might just want to go get the ultra rare if you're wanting to pick these up. Subtraction is $1.50. I have some of these as well, but I am going to wait on this, and it's only got 29 listings here because it did not get a reprint. I'm pretty sure it didn't get a reprint and Ghost from the Past. So this is kind of now one of the ones that doesn't have a reprint, and it's actually really good as well. $1.80 going up to $2 here. Keep an eye on this because this could move quickly up towards like $5, depending on if this deck sees play. Although a lot of people really do like the Mathmech stuff, and they are Cybers as well. And being that like addition and subtraction can special summon themselves from your hand for free, it's a good extender for like any generic Cybers deck, like at Ignister or what's the water one? I can't think of it. I don't know. My mind's blank, but it's the one that just came out in the new Legendary Duelist set, or support before it came out. Marincess, that's it. Nabla, $1. A lot of these cards are dollars. Induction, 75 cents here. Multiplication, 40 cents. And then these are like Commons, Division, 20 cents. And then I think the reprints on this page. Okay, so Edition did get a reprint. So yeah, that's the one. I'm thinking of Subtraction, sorry. So here's the Edition reprint, 5 cents. So yeah, Subtraction did not get a reprint. So keep an eye on Subtraction for sure. You also have your extra deck monsters too, but they're pretty much dirt cheap for the ultra rares that reprints. So if you want to go get those, feel free. Sword Soul of Moye versus Destiny. I wanted to talk about this because Sword Soul Tenyi did win nationals. So currently, I guess one could consider it the best deck. And I think I would probably agree with that. But we do have, of course, Sprite and Tier Limits coming out very soon. So this will definitely quickly lose the top spot. But I do think it'll still be a pretty decent deck. Don't get me wrong. But one word of caution is this will be getting a reprint in Magnificent Maidens later in the year. So I do expect this to miss the 10s because there's not too many high value cards they're printing in that set. And this is going to be one that's more on the higher end. So I really think they're not going to put this in the 10s. So if you are playing this deck now and you're trying to sell your expensive Sword Soul cards off before the 10s to retain some money and then rebuy them at the 10s, you're probably not going to be able to get this card from the 10s. I really do think that they're going to skip this for the 10s. But it's $24, which is kind of an all-time low for as of recent, because this card had spiked up towards the $46 range, which is when I should have sold mine. It's really stupid to hang on to it, but that's the way she goes sometimes. Okay, so I wanted to look at Forbidden Droplet as well, because we are getting a reprint, but I wanted to kind of caution people about if they need to pick up Forbidden Droplets now. There's certain versions that are okay to get and some that are not. And of course, the ultra rare, I'm going to say, is not a great version to get. For one, it's only $6 cheaper than the Brothers of Legend Secret Rare. But we are getting another reprint in the 10s confirmed. And this ultra rare is, I think it's probably going to get reprinted as ultra rare in the 10s. This is going to crash out. I think Forbidden Droplet's always going to be worth money, but I would imagine this to come down towards like 30, maybe 25, depending on how accessible the new droplets is going to, or the new reprint's going to be. Brothers of Legend Secret Rare 67, well 65 here, and then going up to 67. Again, stay away from this. It's just not worth it. These will hold more value than the ultra rares here, but these will probably go down towards like $40, $42 as well. Ultimate Rare, I mean, this is safe anytime you want to grab it. It's not going to go down. There is one cheap copy here, lightly played, $233. So if you were kind of waiting for an opportunity to get this card, that one copy is going to be a great opportunity, because if you look after that, it is going up towards 300 again. I think the next copy is like 280-ish. So yeah, 230 for this light play, and then the next light play is 270, and then you're at 290, basically for near mint. Which has been around the same price it's been at for a long time now. It's been very stable at the 290 to 300 range. I think it did cap out in May around 310, but you just kind of been bouncing between 290 and 300 for some time now. So that one's fine to get, of course, but I realize not everybody's gonna be able to afford that. Neither can I. I'm down to one copy now. I did have two, but I sold one just because I don't really want to play the Ultimate Rare at $300. It was worth playing when it was like 170, but at this point I don't really want to play it. So I'm just gonna have one copy for my collection and play the Rise of the Duelist Secret Rares in my deck. Rise of the Duelist 73 here. And this is what I was talking about. You're way better off to get the original print Secret Rare for, I guess it's around a $5, $6 difference from the reprint Secret Rare. But when this gets reprinted, this will probably hold above $60. So there's a higher chance of you retaining some of your money. And also, I think this card will do well over time, just because Rise of the Duelist was short printed in that they didn't print very much product. Very hard to get. All the sealed product was pretty much bought out immediately. It was almost impossible to, I mean, you couldn't get a case, but it was really hard to even just go anywhere and buy a single booster box. I was unable to get a booster box at the time. I went to 3 different stores on the release day. But that was kind of before I was ordering product online. I wanted the excitement at that time to just go into the store, buy it, support my local store, and, you know, be able to open it up same day instead of waiting a week after release to open it, which I think is fair. But yeah, I would say go for the Rise of the Duelist Secret Rare if you had to pick up a version now. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say on Forbidden Droplet. Just be smart. Offerings to the Doomed from the Lost Art. I actually really like this card, and I bought this card when it was like $2 or $3. It was one of the cheapest Lost Art promotion cards at the time when I bought it. And my plans were to just keep it sealed, not to sell, but just for my own collection. But unfortunately, it did go up way in price. It's $15, $16 here, going to $17. So I went ahead and sold mine for, I think it was $15, because I liked it, but I liked it for $2 to $3, not for $15. There's other cards I would rather get with $15. But yeah, up to you. If you have these, I would probably sell them as well. I think it's a little bit overhyped at this point. I think it's more for people expecting to get some use out of it right now, not really for collection purposes, although it could be that. I don't know. I mean, I can't read people's minds, but it's basically a quick effect or quick play spell card. Sorry, not quick effect. And it lets you target and destroy one monster on the field, but you do have to skip your next draw phase, which for some decks doesn't really matter, especially if you're planning on killing them one turn afterwards and you don't really need another draw phase. But I guess I'll say it this way. If you're going to set it, and if you're going first and then flip it up and try to time it right where you hit them in a critical point, I think that's not bad. But if you're playing it to go second or as a way to clear their board on your turn, like you're way better off to just play Regeki, because there's no drawbacks to playing Regeki whatsoever. You just get to destroy everything. It does have a super rare from one of the speed duel tournament packs. That's probably not a terrible version to get either. Dual terminal common. It's not bad either. 6 listings left. Like, a lot of these are getting bought out, but I think there's plenty of commons here for really cheap. So if you just wanted to play it, you can just come pick up one of these versions. I think that's fine. Although I hate the artwork on this, like the original print version. I much prefer the Lost Art promotion. I think the Lost Art promotion looks badass, whereas the original artwork doesn't. Well, I guess technically this is the original artwork. This is just kind of like the kids' artwork. They had a really weird thing back in the day about anything religious. So Shadal stuff, I wanted to quickly glance over this. We talked about Shadal Beast a lot, but just looking ahead, I think we're not seeing as many buyouts on tier element related stuff. There's definitely buyouts, don't get me wrong, but I think right now the Sprite related products are going up like crazy. And I think that's because I think Sprites are going to way outperform tier elements in the beginning. But when we get to Darkwing Blast and get some more support, I do think tier elements will eventually overtake Sprite, especially since I think Konami is going to hit Sprite pretty early on. And I think kind of the proof is in the pudding there, with them printing a lot of the cards lower rarity. Because if they wanted to, they could just print most of the Sprite stuff as secret rare, and their set would fly off the shelves, and it would have a lot of value. Like, it would have a lot of value in the set, and therefore people would be buying the sealed product. But they didn't do that, so that makes me think that they kind of know that it's busted, and they have plans to hit it with, like, I don't know, probably like a couple months after the set releases, or whenever the next ban list is. I'm not sure what they're going to hit. Hopefully they don't hit Toad, or if they do, just like limit it back to 1. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that or not. Squamata is at like $4.50 to $5. Again, I think I'm going to sell these. If you're not playing to play tier element, I would probably start like offloading some of these, but hold on to at least a couple so that you can sell them when they're actually the best deck. But if you want to offload a couple copies right now, not a bad idea. Windows at 7, or actually 8 here. I sold my secret rare Winda for $7, I believe. I have every version of Winda, and secret rare is, I'd rather play the original print ultra rare personally. The secret rare does look nice, but I picked it up for $1, so I was happy selling it for $8. I bought it a long time ago just off a whim. I wish I would have bought more. That would have been smart, but I only got 1 copy at the time. Shaw Winda from the structure deck, the super rare altar is $3.50. Again, like, this is going to see play in tier elements. I would make sure that you have at least 1 copy if you're planning on playing that deck, and also maybe just having a couple copies to resell. Shaw Fusion at $4 here. This is not going to see play. So you don't need to worry about that really, but having a secret rare is not a bad idea, because I do think Shadal is one of the best fusion decks that we've ever had, and it's just kind of always been decently competitive. It's not like tier 1 or anything, but it's still a decent rogue deck. Construct, you don't need to worry about that. I mean, it's a great ultimate rare to have long term, I think, as well, just because it is a beloved archetype, but it's not going to see play in tier elements. 2015 Megatins, $7 here for the ultra rare. I would skip that and just go for the original print if you want an ultra rare though. Where is the original print though? I don't see it on here. This is best selling, so I guess I should go by high to low. $50 for the structure decks, that is crazy. I wish I would have held on to these instead of opening them, because I opened them up and kind of played with them for like a month, when it came out, and just never really liked the deck that much. Honestly, I'm not like the biggest Shaddoll fan. I like Invoke Shaddoll, but I don't really like playing pure Shaddoll. But I've just found decks that I like a lot better, so it's not one of the decks that I really pick up that often. Let's see. These are still way up there, the super rares. I can't believe the common polys are $5. That's crazy, especially since the ultimate rare is down so much in price. I would have expected the other copies of Polymization to go down, but I guess not. Okay, so original print, $8, lightly played, first edition. That's really good. Like, there's no reason to spend $7 or $8 on the reprint ultra rare. Just go get the original. But I do think that's going to wrap up everything for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know in the comment section. Also, feel free to let me know if there's any cards that you would like to look at the next market watch. We'll probably do another one this weekend, I imagine. But I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.